Hi, this is Rhonda of Rhonda Lynn Likes Crafts. Welcome to my channel. And I made an Edgar Allan Poe book. It's rather thick. It's like one of the thickest books I've ever made, and I ran into some challenges while doing it. So I'll just I'll go through the cover first, and I tried doing a flip through of it, but it is so long that the flip through itself was practically unbearable. So I'll just verbally explain everything. A few months ago, I told a very good friend, I said, I should do a book on Edgar Allan Poe. And she said, yeah, you should. And then it became like a monster that was suddenly became alive. I've made several books. This is my fifth book, but my books started to be books like this, that were just full of ephemera. This was from my porch prints, and there's a flip through of it on either YouTube or TikTok. And then, but my first book was a fictitious character, and it was fun, and it was on Flynn of World of Warcraft. And it was fun. And he was fictitious, and I left spaces to write in it, but probably won't. But the key word here is fictitious. And this one here is the last one I made. It's the Grinch. And the Grinch obviously isn't real. And I just took apart the song You're a Mean One. And it was fun. And of course, I call it a journal, but you'd never want to write in it. So enter the Edgar Allan Poe book. Haha, I should do a book on Edgar Allan Poe. So I came up with the cover, and I started thinking about the cover. I was in Michael's, and I was going by red paper, but then, the burgundy paper was great. So I decided to do burgundy paper. Burgundy paper, the book itself is like 2.5 inches, so it's one of my thicker books. So I could see the cover with a lattice, or a type of a lattice formation on the top. I'm like, how am I going to do that? So I looked in Cricut Design Space, and I really couldn't find anything. So I got on Etsy. Of course you get on Etsy. And Love Home by Christine has a bundle you can buy of lattice. So I bought the bundle, and I did the cut. Not thinking that, oh my gosh, I have to weed all of these thousands of little diamonds. So the paper is from Michael's. This is the cut of just on cardstock. This is from Anna Griffin. She has card kits on HSN. And these are letters from Retro Art Cafe, but that's from Tim Holtz. So in the end, and the glue I used was carpenter glue that the woodworkers use. It glues wood together. What I should have done was just the carpenter glue from here back, and from here I should have done craft glue, because I could not put a hole through that carpenter glue. I mean, you're talking wood glue that they use to glue houses. So I could have done that a little bit differently. And I coated the book with Mod Podge. You can kind of see it. Oops, and there's a little part here. Some of it I had trouble with it even staying together. So if it's not together, I'll just go back through and put more glue on it. And of course some Mod Podge. And on the very back, I couldn't figure out how to do the back, so I started cutting angles. And I can't stand my own writing. I absolutely hate my own writing in books, but I did it anyway. It could have been a lot messy. I wrote "Quote the Raven" and then "Nevermore" at the bottom. Of course, more angles that I glued and I glued and I glued. And for that glue, I used Liquitex matte gel medium. And this is just some ephemera I had. Now, for the chain, I looked forever and ever to find a harp. One book it has housewife died playing the harp. The other book has a housewife died playing the piano. Or not died, rather. She had TB and it manifested while playing the harp or while playing the piano. I took the harp because I thought it was more dramatic. His stuff is love story. I recently learned how to make charms, which I have not added yet to this. I may or may not add them. This is just a tag, and I thought it looked good. It's a tag from clothing. This is an actual key, skeleton key, and this is a coffin key. I had to put a little bit of JB Weld glue. I don't use craft glue. I use mechanical or woodworking glue. I buy all my glue at Menards because you want these books to last. This is a charm. I've always wanted to make a book charm. So this is a Tim Holtz connector, and this, of course, is Mask of Red Death. This is all these charms have something to do with his life. That is a cameo. His mother. This is a little book charm. This is, we'll get into this later about his gambling. This, of course, is a skull. And then I found these and kind of resembled a raven. So I made a book charm. So that's the cover of this book. Now, on my own background, I am a 6th century practitioner with Sonia Choquette. And I could throw out all sorts of names, but I think that is relevant to this project that I've studied under. So I do help in a lot of ways the other worlds, but I had no idea how much that would get in the way here. These letters are from Operation Reprint, which you'll hear a lot of. I love Operation Reprint on Etsy. This is from Etsy. Of course, I always put the day I started. I didn't put the day I ended. I use alien tape for any type of dimensional. Again, went with more. I didn't go with craft tape because it just doesn't work. This is Tim Holtz. And the chain, I glued the chain again with JB Weld glue. So on the so keeping that in mind that I do the work I do and with Ukraine and everything, and then came Edgar Allan Poe in my life. So I read a biography of him, and I read two, and started looking things up on the internet, and I grew to love him. So the first signature, which I'll stop here with my signatures. Where's that signature end? There's 70 pages in this book, or 140. Oh, there's the end right there, the signature. I think this here turned out messy, and my next one I will not. I'll do that differently. I don't like how I did that, but that's okay. It looks like black lace, but it's small black doilies that I buy on Amazon. That's from Operation Reprint. That's from the Booksmiths, and it says, our memories were treacherous and sincere. Edgar Allan Poe has been misquoted too many times to mention, and I don't like that he's misquoted, so I had to go back through and double check and make sure every quote I had, he actually said. Well, we'll get into that here in a minute. So I wrote, again, my handwriting, which I think is blasphemous. I actually had to use it here, but I did the best I could. And this is actually, I wrote this as a gift to him. So on the third or fourth video, I'll get into that. So on the second page, this is just some paper. I keep this paper in my stash because I use it for every book. So I find it much, much easier to use paper than a piece of paper bag. I like this paper. It's from Amazon. And that's T is from Operation Reprint. It says, "The mystery which binds me still." That's a quote from one of his books. So I put, he was born on a library card. I put, he was born on 1809 in Boston. This again is by Operation Reprint. That's by Operation Reprint. This is a letter I wrote to him. It's a personal letter. I like making things with wax seals, so that's one of the wax seals I made. That one has a rose. Can you see it? So this is a map of where he's from Richmond. Then I wrote, this is why these probably take me longer, because I look stuff up, and rather than just make a journal to write in, I put in quotes. So this I put, Edgar Allan Poe was born January 18th, 1809 in Boston. The Poe family later settled in Richmond. Eliza is his mother. David Poe was a lawyer who later became an actor. And in here is, I have a set of cards, playing cards, and this is one of them. The back is Edgar Allan Poe. I had to look up on the playing cards to make sure they were all quotes he said. I would never want to misquote him. Then here it has a little bit about his dad, how his dad left the family, then how his mother died of tuberculosis on December 8th of 1811. He was 3. So this here has to do with some of the things that she left him. And that's a quote from Booksmith again. I think that's the same quote I used in the front. That's a very, very old card I happen to have. And she left him with a sketch she did of the Boston Harbor, and it stands for this. Oh, and this is a page from my porch print. And this is just a little bit about the family that took him in. They refused to adopt him, but they took him in. It's the Allan family. You can do a screenshot or you can read this. This is about the haberdashery that John Allan owned. It wasn't really a haberdashery, it was a store. But they sold all kinds of stuff, and he had a lot of money. Edgar Allan Poe should have been treated better. This is a tag, and Operation Reprint again. That's a quote from Booksmith. This is another quote, another playing card. I actually ordered the last one on Amazon that they had so I could have a full deck. This is from when he lived in England for a little while. This tea that I had that was imported from England. I always laugh at my tea that's a little bit snobbish. This is a letter. This again is from Operation Reprint. This here is just some old paper. I liked it. I probably won't ever write anything there. This is just a tag I made. Again, it's from Operation Reprint. Here, Edgar himself. I send all of my heavy-duty print jobs over to Office Max, and while I picked up the last grouping from Office Max, they laughed and they said that they knew me by then, and they were like, haha, Edgar Allan Poe, did you find out how he died? They said we started looking up everything by him. So I'm glad I got them interested. Again, for his wife, Virginia, I went with the fact that her TB manifested while playing the harp. And, well, it's kind of a gruesome story, so I put the blood stain all over here and on this page too. And this is another, it's from Lenore. It's from, this is from ephemera I had. This is about his wife. In May of 1836, he married his 13-year-old cousin, Virginia. And this is about her 5-year bout of tuberculosis. This is, again, one of the pages from my portrait prints. Some ephemera I had. That's a quote from Booksmith. This is a little piece of very old ephemera I had that's moved from ephemera. So this is a little bit of fact. This is why these books take me forever. This is a fact about tuberculosis and about the vaccine in 1882. This is a tag I made about Virginia. I just had that picture. That's probably not her. I do not know. There's a lot of theories about Annabelle Lee, so I kind of went with the fact that it could have been about her. This was the only poem that was written by Virginia. This is in her handwriting, and this is how it reads if you would read it now. This is a vintage postcard I got from Etsy. This is the house he grew up in Richmond, Virginia. It still stands today. And this is some paper on Etsy. And oh, that's the last of the first signature. Because the next three signatures are all about all stories and poems and stuff like that. Oh, the next book I'm going to do is The Raven, because I already have out all of my Edgar Allan Poe stuff and ephemera and everything else. And so in the middle of that, this whole thing, I would meditate and I would see Edgar Allan Poe. I would do meditations with the Reme Center online and I'd see Edgar Allan Poe. And then it became a very, very large project, very meaningful. And this again is a gift to him. So I just hope that it is to his liking and it's exactly the way he wanted it. So I'm going to close this first video here, and then I'll go to the second.